One Reaction with Levy, and welcome back to the Daily One Reaction here on July 26th. And we've got a lot of headlines coming in with the Olympics getting off underway. We won't react to anything about that today, but let's get into the NFL, NBA, and college football news. Let's start with the NFL. Big news coming out of Green Bay today. After the shareholders had their monthly meeting, Green Bay Packers GM came on the air and said, "We want him. We want Aaron Rodgers." And after that cryptic tweet with Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams, that Pippen Jordan tweet, even though they haven't won a single Super Bowl together, which doesn't make any sense, more like Malone and Stockton, which I saw. Oh, that was funny. Rodgers has told close family and friends that he will play for the Green Bay Packers this year. Huge news coming out of Green Bay. It lifted their Super Bowl odds up to a large amount. Huge win for Green Bay, getting Rodgers most likely with Davante Adams back. It's probably going to be one more year, and then he'll get traded or he'll retire, which is most likely going to happen. This is what we expected after that cryptic post both of them had. Rodgers, Adams, this team will make a run once again, and you look at the scope of the NFC right now, there's no really team in the NFC East that you like. No Drew Brees now. In the NFC South, you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, of course, who you lost to earlier, but Tom Brady is a year older. Then you look at the NFC West, which is the toughest division. In football, you got San Francisco, new quarterback. We'll see how that transition goes. The team to watch for me this year, of course, the Rams, Stafford. With that team, even though Cam Akers is out for the year, Seattle, new passing coordinator, and Russell Wilson isn't going anywhere. And then you look in your own division, Minnesota Vikings, they have a lot of talent, should be a pretty good team all around. Chicago, they just acquired a player that could help their wide receiving core, and you move Allen Robinson to the slot and Anthony Miller, acquiring him. That was a big move for Chicago. So it's going to be tough. Of course, Justin Fields. So it's not going to be a cakewalk for Aaron Rodgers, but they should be one of the top three teams in the NFC as we enter play here in 2021. Big news for Green Bay. You got to be happy. Now let's transition to the other quarterback feud. DeShaun Watson is now being shipped by Houston. They have now changed their stance. But I feel like today, if you're a Miami, a Philly, a Washington, Vegas, Denver, Giants, you're not making the trade right now. You're really not. You're waiting to see. You got to do your information on what's going on off the field. And right now, the asking price is too high. And my prediction is that that trade asking price goes lower and lower until a team like Philly or Miami feels comfortable with the selection at hand, with the number of picks they can give up. You need to be comfortable with the situation because there's a lot of moving parts. So I don't expect the deal relatively soon. I think there's a lot to figure out with Deshaun Watson. Let's move to the NBA. One more thing on the NFL. Jerry Jones came on the air last week, hyping up his team. Dak Prescott looks healthy. All signs are good with him. It's going to be very interesting to see what they can do. I think they're a top 5 offensive team, but the questions defensively and a coach with Mike McCarthy will loom over this Dallas team. They should be the favorites in the NFC East this year, so we'll see what happens there in Dallas land. NBA, Bradley Beal is now on the market. He has not officially requested a trade. There's rumors been coming out the past couple of days. The market actually came out for who wants Bradley Beal. Warriors, 76ers, Heat, Hawks. My two teams that I would look for to go after him. Warriors, 76ers. Warriors would do that package we heard for Damian Lillard. 7-14, Wiseman and Wiggins. 76ers, I'm thinking it's a first-round pick. Maxey, and of course Ben Simmons at the center of that deal. It's going to be about, does he actually make this request? Bradley Beal, and what do the Wizards want? Do they want a guy in Ben Simmons where they can try to build around him, put pieces around him? They got Gafford right now at the center position, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to go after Wiseman, but maybe you change it up a little bit. It's going to be very interesting to see what the Wizards want. As of now, I would favor the Warriors just because I think that's just more 7-14, 2 picks. Wiseman and Wiggins gives you a lot of flexibility at that spot. So I would lean towards, if you're talking about a favorite, if you actually request this trade and the Wizards go through that, I would favor the Golden State Warriors. NBA draft coming up Thursday on ESPN. 3 predictions. I'm going to give them right now. Cade goes number 1. Jalen Green goes number 2. I don't think the Rockets make a move. I don't think Detroit passes on him. And Jalen Green, I think a lot of people like his offensive upside. And that leaves Evan Mobley, who could be the best player in this draft. I think the Thunder make a move. They have all those picks. And I think Cleveland has no idea what they're going to do with the direction of this franchise. I think if they get more picks, Thunder make a splash, go get Evan Mobley at number 3. And I think Barnes gets way overdrafted. Everyone's buzzing about Barnes. Don't love it. I think he gets overdrafted at number 5 by Orlando. And of course, the last news of the day, college football, Oklahoma, Texas, both out of the SEC, Big 12 in 2025 into the SEC. The money move, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with college football. If the college football playoff expands to 12 teams, which is expected, which what I would think will happen, Oklahoma and Texas in the SEC, if it's a 16-team conference, it's going to get a lot of teams. It really is. And it's not going to be about which team is better. It's going to be about, okay, you got the SEC and Big Ten. They're going to be on probably ESPN, all those games. They're going to buy the network rights for these conferences are going to go up because SEC is going to be that super conference. ESPN owns the rights coming forward in 2023. And it's just going to be a much more conference-heavy sport. 2 conferences. I really think 2 conferences, maybe a Big 12 team get one. I don't even think the Big 12 will compete. Maybe a Pac-12 team gets in, but there is rumors. Staples is saying, he wrote an article today for The Athletic that they could be on the move and half the Pac-12 could go to the Big 10. So there's a lot of things that need to be sorted out here. But of course, the news coming in today, Oklahoma, Texas out of the Big 12 into the SEC. Big shakeup in college football coming in 2025. So that is all the news here on the Daily One Reaction with Levy here on July 26th.